What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
James Shu, how are you?
.com, and we have an insane, crazy, spectacular, immaculate, ridiculous, terrifying night here at AMC. We have the premiere screening of, it's gonna be terrifying tonight,
The Avengers, Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Which people have been waiting for a very long time.
Years.
People were waiting for this movie before the first Avengers film came out in 2012. I don't know if you remember this. Let's take a trip back to memory lane. We were here, the news was here, people were dressed up. It was a movie that had been building for over a decade of just excitement, and it was the real culmination of just a long time waiting, and now we are already here for the sequel. It just kind of seems to fly by here. Avengers, the top three, number 3, highest grossing film of all time.
You can't take down James Cameron.
No, not yet.
You can't.
And what else? It has another record I can't think of. Oh, I mean, one of the highest grossing weekend films of all time, obviously. Just huge numbers this movie does. Well deserved. How did you feel about the first Avengers?
It was good.
I really loved the first Avengers. I just thought that I had a lot of really like cheery moments. You know, a lot of those moments you're like that one shot when we actually they're in like a huge fight scene and they circle each other and the camera kind of
the first time ever. Yeah,
that was like really awesome. So I'm hoping this movie is able to relive that. I've told you, and I've said this a lot in a lot of videos, that my excitement for comic book movies has kind of dropped a little bit just because it's
not me.
I'm just drowning in the information. Like it's all ever goes on, and people are talking about movies 5 years out from now, and like we're already hearing rumors and stuff like that. So it's hard to be like so excited for something that's not so much different anymore though. But like, isn't it interesting? Like at one point, comic book fans were a minority. They were people that were, you know, looked at as outsiders and nerds and you know, people
geek
who weren't in the mainstream. And now comics have literally taken over our media, TV. With Daredevil, Agent Carter, Agents of the Shield, and there's many more shows to be coming.
You walk into Walmart, all you see is Marvel.
It is huge. So, I mean, I was really thinking about that all day today. But I'm excited for this film. I'm a huge James Spader fan. I've been a James Spader fan since the 80s. You know, and I've actually never watched The Blacklist, but I want to watch it.
It's really good.
Have you? You watched it?
It's really good.
I've heard so many good things.
I don't get to finish it, but it's really good.
So I'm excited to see him finally do like a role like this where he could really kind of play that sinister character. And
it's crazy too because, you know, Disney, at one point, Marvel's about to go bankrupt. Disney goes and buys them, and now we're, what, 11 films later? Yeah. You know, and a film comes out, what, like every other year, let's say, or every year and a half, let's say. You know, so that it's amazing what they've done. The MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they've done nothing wrong up to this point. Everyone loves these films. They're breaking records. They're making money.
They're breaking insane records. I mean, what they've done is pretty much never been done before in film.
Never.
So it's a pioneering factor, not only in the fact that they are making unpopular popular, they are going on and creating universes now that other studios are making universes just to try to even have that similar feel. Recently announced Transformers is going to be having a universe with a bunch of spin-offs, which isn't exciting at all.
Yeah, it's not exciting.
I believe one studio was wanting to do a Robin Hood universe where they had all the characters from the I'm just like, come on guys, I know Universal wants to revisit the original Monster series.
Yeah, but they already failed with the first one they did, the
Dracula and
yeah,
Gold.
that was not, come on.
So I mean, I'm not really sure. This isn't something that's easily replicated, which makes me very afraid for DC at the same time.
And I really think too, that's where that whole Men in Black and 21 Jump Street's coming together. I really think that are just trying to like.
But see, to me, that's so odd. That's so outrageous that it works.
Yeah, I think it's stupid.
Really? Like, yeah. See, but see, it's so stupid. It's like it's dumb but harmless.
But anyway, back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Marvel Cinematic Universe obviously has done nothing wrong and has been able to deliver some massively quality product here.
Everyone loves Marvel.
In medium. A lot of people have fallen in love with the Daredevil TV show. So now, where it wasn't so popular on TV, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter weren't so popular.
Agent Carter I'm down with.
You're down? I mean,
yeah,
I've honestly never watched it.
Now. I never watched it.
Nothing has had that success at Daredevil. So, you know, and there's a lot of shows to come from that. So it's kind of really, really exciting. And I'm excited to see that, you know, at this and Ant-Man, we've kind of finished phase 2, you know, right? Ant-Man, after Ant-Man's the beginning of phase 3?
Yes.
So, I mean, that's really exciting. I mean, like, we're reading about this, we're talking about it, and now it's here.
It's crazy.
Oh, shout out to the Nevada Film Office. You guys should maybe sponsor us, just saying.
Just throwing it out there, that's all we're doing.
So, 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Ready.
Of Avengers. You ready to assemble?
Ready.
Let's assemble.
Alright, so we just got out of Avengers Age of Ultron, the 11th film in the Marvel
Is it the
Cinematic
11th?
Universe. I believe so.
Okay. I didn't count, so.
And in Chasing Cinema format, if this is the first time you're watching, I go first. The movie was fantastic, but I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't the best film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But don't let me even say, and don't let you think that it wasn't great. The movie was awesome. The special effects were awesome. There were so many parts of this movie that was just entertaining like heck. But yeah, probably Winter Soldier was better. But that's not to say it was bad.
Yeah, no.
Winter Soldier was like amazing, and then I don't know. This was good. There was nothing wrong with it, so I don't even know how to explain how I feel. I guess I enjoyed the movie. It was great. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Maybe a couple parts here or there dragged, maybe. But I loved the movie. But it wasn't the best Marvel Cinematic movie up to this day for me.
Did you like this more than the original Avengers film? Because that's the #1 question I've been getting.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch it again. Right now, I can't, it's not a fair assessment. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But that's how I feel though. It was good, but I don't think it was the best Marvel film.
And you might not be able to answer this one, but what is the best Marvel film? In your opinion, what's your favorite? Because you know mine.
Yeah, Iron Man 3, right?
I love that
Yeah,
movie.
that's ridiculous. You know, I don't know what my favorite one is right now. It's funny because it might be the 2 Captain Americas.
Captain America 1 was really solid.
I
the
loved
second
the
one,
first one.
I enjoyed what they were trying to do, but it
the
didn't
Winter
connect
Soldier.
with me.
Loved the Winter Soldier. Iron Man 1.
The only thing I'm really
2,
upset
3,
about is they didn't have the
Thor.
marathon here.
The 24-hour marathon?
Yeah, it was like 28 hours eventually. I had there's a writer that I follow who went in and pretty much blogged the entire experience, 29 hours, and it was so funny because he talked about how everyone left and napped in the theater lobby during Incredible Hulk, but everyone was awake in like 4 for every other film. It ended up taking like 28 hours. I was like, I wish I could do that.
I don't want to do it. I don't know how you do it. I would sleep. I would just straight sleep.
But anyway, getting back on topic. So can you really pinpoint of what bothered you opposed to just you enjoying, or?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I know what you're saying. It's great. It's just not as great as the other great movies.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was something lacking. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. I enjoyed myself.
Surprisingly, going into this, I thought you were going to be all over it, like love it, which you said you really do. But actually, we feel the very same. I mean, I enjoyed this movie. I had a really fun time, but there is something missing. There's something that's kind of lacking for me, and you know what I really think it is? I think it's just that lack of energy and excitement. And again, it might be because it's so common now to see these characters, and like we're seeing them, we've already seen them assemble, you know, the Avengers assemble, we've seen these characters. It could be that I haven't waited 10 years to see this movie come to fruition. You know, there's a lot of factors in it, but overall, I mean, this movie is jam-packed with action. I mean, in the first seconds, we are immediately thrown into this awesome battle, and it never really stops. But I mean, I think that the story wasn't the strongest story that the Marvel Universe has put out. Though I'm not crazy about Winter Soldier, that movie has a lot more of a depthful, interesting story, and like more of a sophisticated story as well going into it. I found myself feeling the same way, where I enjoyed the film. It is one of the better MCU movies, but I don't think it's the best. You know, I don't think, to me, I personally would have to say I like the Avengers more because I remember distinct moments of the film that gave me certain feelings, where this movie I didn't have really any of those moments beyond 2 parts. And those 2 parts were, well, one in particular I'll just concentrate on, is again similar to the one where we kind of circle around the Avengers in the first film. Again. But that standoff when, you know, Ultron was kind of standing there and all the little Ultrons were flying towards him, and they were just like, you just had to say that. They're just facing off. I think that was a really, really awesome part of the film.
They had another Hulk Loki scene, but this one Hulk, and they had that again.
I really enjoyed the Thor hammer scene. I thought that was pretty awesome. But Josh Whedon, who, you know, isn't probably making the best decisions. Joss Whedon, I'm sorry, isn't making necessarily.
It's hard to say his first name.
It's his whole name, because I'm always so worried about messing up his last name. Does a good job of balancing all these characters. He has a lot of characters in this movie, and to balance them, he does a well job. Granted, they're not the most depthful, some of them, but he balances them well. And I respect the fact that we're already kind of building the division between Captain America and Iron Man, obviously with Ultron, and how, you know, one person, you know, you could kind of tell their differences of how they feel like they could save the human race and what they should be doing. So I like how they're already showing those separations, but overall I think it's the story that kind of lacked for me here. It's not the most efficient story. It works, it's fun, it's a movie that you will probably enjoy and you'll probably see more than once, but just to me it fell a little bit short of its predecessor. I think Avengers was better on pretty much every level, but this is a solid sequel. I think it's like most sequels, just not as good as the first. And I'm not saying it's, again, like you, a bad movie. I mean, it's a solid film, just not as good.
Yeah, it was good though. 100% you're gonna want to watch it. I think 100% you're gonna have a lot of fun. Yeah. I think there's gonna be moments where you're gonna be like, ah!
Ultron in this movie stole the show for me though. James Spader's Ultron, his monologues and just the way he presented himself, he used motion capture to play this role. Very, very sinister and very, very compelling to watch. I wasn't really intrigued with him off screen until we were introduced with another character. I don't think this is a spoiler, but Vision. I think Vision was very enthralling and very screen dominant as well. So those two together were very interesting. But the movie really leaves us in an interesting place, though I will say the post-credit scene was a little bit underwhelming.
For me, I loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah, for me, when he's like, you'll see it. For me, I loved it that a lot. And that, it's weird because for me, the James Spader character, the Ultron himself, was just okay for me as a villain.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't great for me.
I don't think he's
he wasn't
the most
great for me.
I just feel it was the performance that really kind of made it. But again, like I said at the beginning, I'm very biased toward James Spader. I really enjoy watching him. And you know, I just feel back, like, granted, I've been talking so well about the Avengers. You know, Loki and the aliens, Loki is just a big hit. I mean, he's been very successful with people. People like watching him. But to be honest, I think watching this film was a little bit more entertaining than watching Loki reoccur again, you know, in Avengers. But I think me and you've talked about that. I've talked about this a lot. I think Civil War is going to be a movie that's going to top this one easy.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be hard. And we have Joe and Anthony Russo, who filmed Winter Soldier for 1 and 2 of this. So.
And there's just so much going on, like so much rumors going on with Civil War, introducing of new characters, and just, you know, it's finally a situation where we're seeing these divides actually crack. So I enjoyed seeing Ultron kind of separate these guys, and, you know, Civil War is obviously going to bring us to a breaking point. And I feel like everyone's going to be really excited about this movie, but when Civil War hits, everyone's going to totally just focus on that movie. That's going to be it.
I didn't think I would say this either. I guess it's like a negative thing. Quicksilver in X-Men Days of Future Past destroys this Quicksilver.
Absolutely.
And I never thought I would say that, because if you've seen the Hardy's Carl's Jr. commercial before X-Men Days of Future came out, you would be like, oh, this Quicksilver is not good. And there's nothing wrong with Aaron Taylor Johnson. There's nothing wrong with him, but he can't even hold weight against the way they made, in my opinion, the way X-Men Days of Future Past.
There's nothing wrong with him, but there's also nothing to really enjoy. I mean, he does his power, he does what he's supposed to do, but it's not like we don't ever really get that one moment where, like, this is so cool. Like, where we have that amazing scene in X-Men.
Oh my gosh.
Where we're just watching Quicksilver do his thing.
Movie.
Yeah, it did. It steals the entire film. We don't get that with that. And, you know, granted, I wasn't too crazy with those characters. They were great additions, but, you know, to me, Scarlet Witch and him weren't really like weren't anything too special to get me excited. And, you know, there's a few other characters we're seeing in this movie that is cool, but, you know, I don't know. Like I said, with the ending we saw, and, you know, and kind of everyone, you know, doing what they did, I'm interested to see Civil War. I think Civil War is going to be a movie that I'm going to go, this is it. This is the best Marvel movie up to date.
And then Infinity War.
And then Infinity War. And then, well, we still have Ant-Man. So Ant-Man might be a solid film. And I think Ant-Man's one that I'm really excited for because it has that Guardians of the Galaxy feel where it's odd, it's comedic, it's a little bit offbeat. Not many people know what to expect because, you know, Ant-Man doesn't seem like the most desirable and interesting superhero of all time. But I think it's going to deliver really well.
Well, we're going to find out, because for the next couple weeks, Avengers has basically no competition.
Nothing major.
Yeah.
Like nothing that, I mean, there's a couple movies that are coming out in between them that I'm really excited to see. Mad Max, but
Mad Max looks so freaking good.
It does, but I don't think, you know, I'm more excited, rather than seeing the movie, more excited to seeing the numbers.
For Avengers?
Yeah, I'm excited to see if it'll
200 million US.
Do you think it'll top its predecessor and become number 3?
This one? I'm gonna, as of right now, I'm gonna actually say no.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, as of right now, I'm gonna say no, but it's gonna destroy the box office.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely.
Ain't no one gonna be suffering at Disney. Champagne's still gonna fall from the sky.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's pretty interesting that, you know, one of these movies is gonna eventually top the Avengers. I'm just interested to see which one.
100%. All right, 7 days from today, we're watching.
Hot Pursuit.
Don't even know what it is.
Too interesting. That's Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara.
Oh yes, okay. And also don't forget, if you want the full-on review, you go to chasingcinema.com/
Age of Ultron.
Age
of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, not ages. Age of Ultron. That way you can get the full-on review written by
myself,
Jacob R. Toronto. Just so you know, in the description box, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like, follow, and all that stuff to this guy right here. And anything else from you?
If you guys weren't here today in attendance, you missed out on free tickets to Ant-Man, you missed out on a lot of great opportunities, giveaways, all that fun stuff. So maybe you should take an initiative and make sure to reserve your tickets for the next screening that we do.
Dude, stop missing the movies, man.
Ant-Man, you need to reserve a ticket. Mad Max, it's gonna be exciting. I'm really hyped up for that. Have you seen the other Mad Maxes?
No, Gibson, no.
We need to watch those. We should have a marathon.
Not one.
I'm excited for that. That's the next movie I'm really focused on.
Okay, so we're done?
We are done.
chasingcinema.com is known as
the Film Lovers website.